Hi, social studies friends. I miss you. I have been doing this lesson for the last few years with Jeff Johnson. So I recreated it as a um, WebQuest kind of lesson. I thought maybe you could use it. So I'm sending it. Let me give you a little explanation. I figured I'm tired of writing emails. I figured I'd just talk. So if you want to listen, fantastic. If you don't, take a look at it. And if you have questions, just let me know. Essentially, what you have here is a document that you can make a copy of and post to your classroom. This is the Media Bias Reporter, and I broke it out into activities. So my goal was to get something out for media bias, because I know if you've been watching the news, there's a lot going on. And I thought, how can we use this? Because I know our kids have questions. This is a great tool. So what I had them do, and there's a little video of me on each of these little blue links that just explains what the assignment looks like to the kids. So you can absolutely, turnkey this if you want to. But basically, we've given them CNN, Fox News, and NPR and NJ.com as an examination point. And the do now is to put them in a breakout room, let them work with a partner, and look at the homepage for each organization. And take a few minutes to just write down 3 things that they notice and 3 things that they wonder. And then the in-depth review below, once you have them come back together and kind of share out those notices and wonderings, you can send them into the WebQuest itself. And essentially what we're asking them to do here is to pick a source, and you could absolutely assign them a news source so you don't get 100 Fox Newses or 100 CNNs. But divide them up, assign them a source, let them work with a partner. I go through what placement and headline bias is here in the video, and I give them examples from today's headlines. So, and if you haven't seen these, they're just fantastic examples. So we did, for example, CNN this morning, and CNN covered the Trump's return to the White House as Trump mounts bizarre, misleading White House return despite warnings. And compare that to Fox News, who said, White House defends Trump, says he is projecting an image of strength amid battle with the coronavirus. So essentially, we walk them through how to look at bias and what you should be kind of looking for. We ask them to list 3 headlines from the news source that they've been assigned. What do you notice about the 3 headlines? Do they all focus on the same event? And I kind of talk through some of that in my example. The nice thing about this is I'm modeling it for them, but I'm modeling it today. So when you do this with them at some point in the future, the example won't be the example they're all going to. So it's actually, this is if you're looking for silver linings, that was kind of a nice one. Because usually when we do this live, they pick up on whatever I'm talking about as being the key news story. But you could do this with, if you were using it with global, you could have them focus on a particular country, coverage of a particular event. If you wanted to use this more widely, you could have them look at a current event. You could give them a topic. However you want to spin this would work. So what I give you here is just the framework. Again, we talk about word choice and tone bias. So going back to that CNN headline, the lead paragraph is just filled with fun choices. So a strongly medicated President Donald Trump bolted from his VIP hospital bubble. Lots of words there that they can pull out for examples of media bias. So again, we ask them to sort those words into things that are positive for the subject that's being portrayed, things that are neutral, and things that are negative. So they should be able to find those there one way or another. Image bias, and we talked about the fact that on CNN this morning, or I talked about the fact in the example, that they give and let's see if it's still up here. The opening video this morning was President Trump, and it may be too late. That's the beauty of CNN. Yep, here it is. It's still here. They love it that much. Was President Trump removing his mask, whereas Fox News had almost the same photo, but he's presented with flags on either side and the mask is not on his face. NPR had him with the hand on the mask. So draw your own conclusion as to whether he's taking it off or putting it on, but there are different ways you can look at the pictures. So I thought that was a really useful way to kind of give them some strategies for how to look at news. And the end all be all of this is we're not asking you to confirm which way you lean. We're asking you to dissect the news source to actually look at which way they lean and what the evidence indicates for that. At the final activity, I asked them to go to allsides.com and I dropped them into the media bias tool that I know a lot of you know and use, and ask them to find their news source and to defend their own position on what they decided. So does All Sides Media ranking agree with your assessment? Why or why not? Because All Sides has basically 5 different indicators, it may be that they thought it was farther left leaning than All Sides does, or it may be more middle of the road and they interpreted things differently. I give you a final conclusion, which has how this relates to what they're doing as far as researching and choosing sources. And then there's a final video activity that's actually an Edpuzzle. It's short, it only has 2 Edpuzzle questions, but it's a great way to kind of conclude the lesson. So while I would absolutely love to do this live, I don't know if your kids are talking. If they are talking and you'd love to come have me do this live, I would love to do it. So call me and ask, or email me and ask. If you think you could do this as a flipped lesson, just as a reinforcer for something you've already done, fantastic. If you think that the librarian has lost her ever-loving mind and think that this is not a lesson for you, that's fine too. I just wanted to put it out there because I figured in this remote environment with so much attention on the news and the media, this might be a great tool. I'm working on a media bias kind of checklist that I'm going to share too. And that's going to be coming in a couple of weeks, just so you know that it's something on my radar. That might also be something you can give out to your kids just to have them being more conscious consumers of news. So if you have feedback, let me know. If you want to schedule anything with me, let me know. If you want to adapt this in any way, feel free. You have my absolute blessing. So anyway, I hope to see you guys soon, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Okay, thanks. Bye.